Men need support groups as well, places we can be open with our emotions and feelings. And I say that because one of the most masculine men I've seen online today is a guy called DJ Shipley. He's a tier 1 operator. He was a Navy SEAL. I mean, you look at this guy, he's built like a brick shithouse. But they all have PTSD. They all share their emotional stories. They've all watched their friends die and need support group.
I think everyone should invest in going for a run club or going to the gym. I was reading Kenyans use less than 2,000 in their physical gym health, as opposed to like uncountable amounts in like drugs and sherehe life.
You know Christian Guzman, the guy that created Alpha Elite, and he was very, very popular, and he claimed natural, he claimed he was never on anything. Dude, the guy started losing hair, now he has kid issues, and then he came out and said, yes, I was actually doing TRT. So there's a generation of 2016, 2015 vloggers, fitness vloggers, that all claim natty, and you're looking at them now, all of them have hair loss issues, all of them have fertility issues.
Because the problem is they start these things when they're young. TRT is not something I would advise you do when you're young.
If you look at the golden age of bodybuilding, those guys, they're all blasting steroids, right? They all live long and healthy lives.
Some of them did, but most of them died due to cardiomegaly and like having heart attacks, heart issues and liver and kidney issues. You've seen how Ronnie's life is.
Is plastic surgery becoming a very big thing in Kenya?
Yeah, it's blowing up.
There's a lot of money in it?
There is a lot of money, but it's very dangerous. If it is not done by a good professional plastic surgeon.
Are there a lot of shady clinics that are doing it?
See, that's the thing with the Kenyan hustle culture. Everyone wants the best deal for the best price. Not the best deal will come at a good price and an expensive price.
Bro, have you ever kissed a mama with lip fillers? We're talking about, just before the podcast was started, about chasing women. And you brought up a very good point about scarcity mentality. When you don't have it, you genuinely want to chase after that thing, because it's this thing that's put on a higher echelon where you feel it's the pussy's everything. By the way, you know, it's this whole special seventh heaven thing. And I've been at fault for that. I've chased women when I was young. I've chased women when I was in my late teens, in my early 20s. And you don't realize it at the time, but looking at it from a third party perspective, you feel like a sucker, like a chump.
Yeah, looking back at it.
Like a little bitch. Are we allowed to curse?
Yeah, do you, broski?
And it took a very rough relationship to sort of get me out of that cosmos. And this was around the same time of COVID, where the only other option I had now was I can't go anywhere. We're stuck in the house. We don't know what's going on. You're with your family, so you need to protect the entity and the secretary of the home. The only thing I could do was work remotely and video game. And I had the best time video gaming, and I had the best time working. I worked in sales, and remote sales for data centers was taking off. Because what happens is during COVID, you can't access your data centers. You can't access your offices. Everything needs to be in a secure location. And so our business just went through the fucking roof, man. And I don't think I've ever made that much money in my life. And, well, as a stepping stone in that year, prior to that year, I'd never made that kind of money. And all of a sudden, I have all this disposable income at my feet, at my beck and call. Bro, and when things started opening up, I remember going to Italian's menswear. Well, there's a place in the hub, suits, right? Custom-made suits. You know, I used to be off-the-shelf kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like any of those suits where you look like a politician that's floating kidogo.
Yeah.
But to be fair, our politicians are very dapper these days. The suits they spend every uni and stuff. So I was like, you can get that place. And I had like about half a mic with me.
Just to spend.
To spend. I never had that in my life.
So I called my boss. How did that feel?
Bro, it's a weird feeling, you know. And 500,000 bob, to be fair, like it depends on where you sit. Today, where I sit, that's not a lot of money, right? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 500,000 bob cannot change your life. By that time, that felt like I was the richest person in that mall, and no one could say otherwise. So I walk in, I see some nice custom Italian suits. It was blue. In fact, I'm not sure if you guys do inserts. I'll try and find a picture. I'll send it for you. And I call my boss. I'm like, yo, these suits are quite expensive. He's like, how much is it? I was like, it's like 45,000 bob for one pair of suit. I never spend that kind of money. He's like, you've earned it. Treat yourself. So I bought 3 suits.
Nice.
You know, I bought 3 shoes. I bought the shirts matching. Went downstairs, got a couple of Creed Aventus perfumes. You know, got a Sandstorm bag. And I remember the look I got coming out of those stores by some women that said, this guy's buying everything from shop to shop to shop. It was that yearning for hunger from them. And I never had that in my life. And then I was like, it's not the looks. Is it the money? Is it the vibe about me? Because I feel a certain way.
There's a certain aura and energy coming off you.
Exactly. And that's what I realized is the way you carry yourself really creates an energy ripple throughout this world that we live in. But your mind has to adjust to the fact that you're the big shit. And remember, when I went to that mall with that 500,000 bob, I felt like I was the fucking
king
of the world.
Yeah.
And it reflected, and that was a clear, stark reminder that there's a lot of nuances to who you are as a person and what the people from the third party see into you. And it's not just about one thing or another, but it's a culmination of multiple things. It's money, it's the frame, it's the mind, it's the belief that you're unstoppable.
Confidence.
And I think that confidence runs through. Now, here's the thing. You can be a confident fucker in a shit box of a pro box driving around and it'll get you only so far. But then you need to back it up.
Yeah.
You need to get the financial ability, right? Then on top of that is the physical thing, which we're also going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just started off and started going on. But what I wanted to ask you was the other day, because we're talking about interactions with women and latching on your energy to other people, there was a conversation just amongst a group of friends that said, when you get past a certain body count with women, and for the opposite as well, when women sleep with a lot of men, your ability to love diminishes.
Very true.
And
Very true.
you sort of, how do we say it? It's like
detach.
Exactly.
There's emotional detachment from the next partner to the next partner. Because you see, the thing about sex is it's more spiritual than it is physical. People assume that it's just a physical interaction, but you're exchanging energies. You are interacting spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So, especially for a woman, because a man is penetrating and a woman is being penetrated. So it's a more intimate experience for the woman than it is for a man. So with a woman, it is highly advised that you be with your man and you stay with your man because it gives you emotional stability. But the more a woman has multiple sex partners, as it is very bad for them, like physically with all the STDs and HIV and all that, emotionally as well, the more sexual partners she has, the less likely she is to have an emotional bond, a long-term emotional bond.
And that's what we want, is we want the burqas, stay at home, you know.
To be honest, that is more appealing to us right now.
Let's ask around this room. What's your editor's name?
Willie.
Do you want a mama with a body count or one that hasn't been out of the house? Yes. Thank you. You see, we all want that, right?
Yeah.
You'll see the mama at the club, you'll want to fuck her, but you wouldn't want to marry her.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. 3 men in the room. We've just met after ages. I've never met this guy.
Yeah.
But I could 100% guarantee what that thing is, right? Which goes on to the key base point, is that, okay, so forget about the soul etching and all this shit. When it comes down to it, you as a man, who the fuck are you bringing home for you? And there's a duality to this. I mean, you can call it what you call hypocritical in the sense that we want the very pretty woman, we want the woman that all men are chasing after. It's because as men, we're in competition with each other.
There's that ego boost.
You don't want that car that everyone has. And that's why car guys in Kenya are like 1 of 3, 1 of 1. Yeah, it's the appeal to having something that no one can fucking have. But then that's it as well. If you look at the woman on the other end, is the one that hasn't been touched, that is pure.
Your only woman.
Your only
yours
woman.
Only.
That's your prized possession. That's the biggest thing for us, you know. But I mean, it's a conversation that you can have, and people will have far different opinions.
Yeah, very polarizing.
Kibe was saying that, and he's told me this on my podcast as well, that the woman you have should be around community. and she shouldn't be working a job. Like if she's a lawyer, she's being bomolewad. If she's a doctor, bomolewad. She's a nurse, which engineer. So we can go down. She has to be a housewife, and a housewife surrounded by
community.
Thank you. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree to some extent because if my woman is educated and learned, let me give you an example. There's this guy called Ahmed Nasser. His wife, from what I was told by a family friend, is she studied her master's abroad in the UK. She's very educated. He was like, I love you. What is the biggest amount of your salary you can get at your workplace? And she gave him a number. And he was like, I'll pay you. What you do your own business, raise the kids, let the kids come from school. You be your stay-at-home business mom. You have your business, stay at home, but I don't want you to struggle with that corporate life and interact with other folks and other niggas.
And that's true. And
I feel that's the type of lifestyle I would want to offer my wife. I wouldn't want her to be interacting with a lot of dudes in a space where I know something can happen and then leads to a detrimental relationship.
Yeah, exactly. It's just minimizing the risk exposure. And there are a lot of women out there who are doing fantastic jobs, who are on all sorts of careers and all sorts of paths. There's plenty of that, and there are plenty of men who've married and they're happy in marriage, fine. But when you're talking about risk exposure, long term,
there's a risk to it.
There's a risk to it, man. Yeah.
So would you let your wife work a corporate job if you were eventually to marry someone? Would you say like no? Like that's a deal breaker for you?
Hey, bro, corporate guys like me are there. I wouldn't.
Lions in the savannah.
From a perspective of, also, if I met a woman that wants to work, right, and we genuinely fall in love, and there's purity to it, and she wants to do all those things, she can go off and work wherever she wants. I wouldn't personally stop her, but knowing what I know in this Nairobi of ours, going through what I've gone through in this Nairobi of ours, it's like you getting shot 3 times by standing in a
same spot,
and like, you know what, maybe God favors me this time. Maybe fortune favors the ball. But I go and I get shot again, right? So you have to also look at the percentages of success when it comes to such relationships. And if you look at our let's go a generation back. Let's look at our families, fathers and our mothers and their relationships. I mean, a lot of those relationships succeeded.
Very true.
Very far. And because Kenya was in a sort of quasi-traditional environment where the man went off and fended for everyone and protected and provided. And the mother was the nurturing, was the backbone of the family,
kids.
was the one who was raising the next generation, which in itself is a full-time job.
It isn't easy.
I mean, raising a generation of people who are going to change the fabric of the world takes a lot of time and effort and should be rewarded and appreciated and curated.
It's a special job.
The woman you have who will set the foundation of your home will be your rib, right? Will be the one that will build this with you, will be the one that those late night stress calls you get, when there's someone you need to vent off to, will be that woman, right? And there's I think with the Andrew Tate aspect where they say, we want a dumb woman who doesn't do anything, just says, that's not true. I mean, those are just for kicks. You want
that's stupid. Let me tell you why. For example, God forbid you marry a woman. There are 2 versions of a woman you might marry. There's one who is smart, entrepreneurial, who can work her ass off if need be. And there's the one who's just pretty and stay at home, doesn't want to do anything, wants you to fend for everything. God forbid if you pass away, there are 2 scenarios that will go. This other woman will find the next man, the one who doesn't have any drive and any skills. She'll look for the next man to take care of her. But this other one will look at her kids, the kids you had together, and will be like, I need to put and prioritize my kids first. Then if another man comes, okay.
True, 100%. And it's that analogy of the plane, right? You need 2 pilots to fly it. And your co-pilot has to be equally capable of taking over in case something happens to you.
Exactly.
So the business ventures that I have, the plans that I have, the legacy that I want to build cannot be built upon brittle legs, right? It has to be with the support of a woman that's powerful, both inside and outside, like in terms of her thought process, in terms of what she brings to the table as well. I mean, we don't want, again, it goes against what, like, if you look at your mom, right? I have a wonderful relationship with my mother, and what she's done for the family, what she's able to do in the face of criticism for external parties, what she's able to do in the face of prejudice, and all these external factors are against her, but still supporting my dad and standing up tall and raising 3 kids and doing that despite a turbulent external factor, which my dad is taking care of. You know, it has to be a balance, bro. At the end of the day, man.
You need a strong woman. And I believe right now, especially in this community, with the next generation of kids, we need to be very involved in our kids' life, as opposed to how I'm seeing the parenting going on right now is very uninvolved. Because I was listening to the latest episode of A Diary of CEO, and he had invited 2 guest speakers. One is a physician and one is a psychologist, addiction psychologist. And they were talking about how the modern day, there is a need for attracting the attention of people and getting them addicted for their attention. And they were talking about how these social media moguls and social media giants, the owners of Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, they don't let their kids anywhere near social media, because YouTube, Instagram, TikTok is the most addictive substance right now in the world.
Right.
And the funny thing is, unlike other drugs which have been labeled, like tobacco is labeled, this is highly addictive and destructive, social media to some extent is destructive and is addictive, and it prevents like development of parts of the brain of children. But you still see children watching YouTube, and they're watching YouTube shorts, and like it's hindering their development.
Yeah.
Because like it's instant gratification. While us, we were growing up, even when we were watching TV, it wasn't instant gratification. Like there's a story building, there's an idea building. So I believe like the next generation is in great peril. And if we don't take care of our kids and we don't choose the right people to be the co-pilot with, it's going to be a tricky one.
Elon Musk also, I think, tweeted, someone asked him, what's the worst thing that's happened? I think he said shorts. Because it's fucked with our attention
brain
span.
capacity, yeah.
I mean, and I think all of us in this room are equally responsible. We were doom scrolled at one point. Bro, and time goes.
Dealing with,
but you know, when it started, I'll say, over COVID, shit was funny, bro.
yeah,
Like,
it was interesting.
It was interesting. But I pity the kids that have grown up in it, man. And it's like the Speed aspect where, you know, Speed does his live streaming, but if you watched his live stream, it's 5 hours of nothing.
5 hours of just small clips that people can post and laugh about later.
He literally, and there's something to say about the psychology of human principle that we're sort of attracted to that, because the amount of people glued to the screen watching him do that. And what did he do really?
Backflips, shouting in people's faces. Let's
think about it. What did Speed do genuinely that's so different from what we see in our daily lives? Right? I mean, the helicopter stuff, yeah, I get he was showcasing Kenya. But he drove to Carnival. We've been to Carnival.
Yeah,
he ate at Carnival.
Yeah.
He met a really tall guy and played basketball with him and acted a fool. He went to Nyayo House. Went to the top. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Like, genuinely, bro, what the fuck was that, man? And look at the amount of views he got.
7 million.
Fucking hell. So, as a business, from a business perspective, I want to understand the nuances with that, because that's fucking fantastic. The amount of money this guy made doing his Africa tour.
Crazy.
That's game.
Yeah.
So if it means us stepping over the attention span of this fucking generation
to
make the money, fuck them. Who cares about fuck these kids, man? That's not our business. So that's why I respect Speed, is because imagine you're basically doing nothing and getting paid for it.
Big bucks.
And so I think the avenue to that is you build enough of a platform where people give a fuck. So it's whether it's a podcast, social media, then you start doing small live streams. You go online, you talk about weekly stuff, you do some games, you watch some movies, you react to some funny thing. Then you create a Discord for your members who post funny things about you, and you react to them live. And then once in a while you go about, let's go get a burger, and you live stream that stuff at night. And then you build it up from there.
And I feel also like you have to build a community, because I saw like that, and that's what I want to try and do, because you've seen Better Squad, the way KSI,
yes, Beta
and
Squad,
Deji and Chunks, they're a group of content creators who just came together and helped each other come up. Get
That
me?
was so dope what they did, and we need something like that. That's a dope idea. That's a dope idea because the way these guys have taken off with that whole, it was like a syndicate, right?
Yeah, it's a syndicate because before, like Chunks was doing his own little thing, everyone was doing their own little thing. But when they came together, it blew up.
Bro,
It blew up.
KSI is with them, oh?
Yeah, KSI was with them.
So this bait squad, there are a couple of squads. KSI, actually not the one with Chunks.
Yeah.
KSI had his own
Sidemen.
Sidemen. Yeah, those guys. I mean, and the traveling stuff they were doing.
Yeah.
Now I think they're shifting more towards live events.
Yeah.
But these guys played Premier League events.
Imagine.
I mean, imagine getting to the place where you can rent out a stadium and sell it out to your subscribers. And you're selling out to subscribers.
Yeah.
Dude, how much money are these guys making?
It's crazy amount of money. Like social media is entering a place where, the way you've said, if you can do a couple of things consistently and just look down, eventually it's gonna blow up.
But anyway, fuck these guys. You tell me, how have you been? I haven't caught up with you in a while.
I've been good, broski. Alhamdulillah, I've been working hard in the gym because like this year has been very interesting. Last year there's a time I had a surgery done on my nose and my face.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
I told you. Because I had a life-threatening accident, a car accident in 2023. Because the thing that happened was, there's this beautiful lady who I wanted to marry. So we were talking for a while in 2023. Then I proposed to her and she wasn't ready. But she's a wonderful person, a wonderful human being. But she wasn't ready because she wanted to pursue other things in her life. So I was like, as a man, I wanted to drown my pain into something. So I was like, let me just escape my thoughts. So by then it was around November, December. So there was a lot of work in my field. So I was getting day and night shifts. So day shift, I would work in a certain place, night shift. So I did that for Monday, that week before I got into the car accident. Monday, I worked day and night. So the week before is when she told me, now we have to stop this. So Monday, I'm working day and night just to keep myself busy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then Thursday, I work day. The night, I was like, nah, I can't do night.
Yeah.
So I've worked 4.5 days in a row. So I go home. But before I go home, my friend tells me, can we link up for chilling with friends? So I go, I chill with friends, have a bit of fun. But I know I have to go back to work tomorrow. So I leave. I'm living with my friend. Then we got into a very bad car accident because I literally was dozing off in the wheel.
Yeah.
And somebody tried to get into our road, swerved, got into a car accident, broke my nose. But by then I didn't have good insurance. And I was told, like, the life-threatening part we've managed, but you need surgery on your nose. So I was like, I'll do it when I have a chance.
So the health insurance you're on, which one was it?
It was, by then, I think it was just NHIF. By then, I think it had shifted to SHA.
Is it any good, the government?
Shit.
And private insurance as well is very important.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have health insurance.
No, a lot of people have it. And I noticed it when I got private
health
insurance.
Yeah, bro, you have. Seriously. That's good. Which one do you use? Okay. Is Britam good?
No, CJ to me.
Okay,
He's very healthy one.
Hopefully. How much is it like Britam?
Around 700 per month.
That's actually cheap.
Simba,
That's
Simba.
nice.
But you know the thing is, like Bupa. I was being told Bupa is like 4 or 5 grand, or depending on what age you are, like I think minimum $1,000 or $2,000 a year per person. Is that true? Bupa.
Which one?
Bupa insurance. Apparently it's
I don't know.
It's like one top tier thing.
So you pay 1,000 grand a year?
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but apparently
but
it's the
that's an
one,
estimate.
it's the most expensive. I think it includes cosmetic stuff as well. So if,
That's nice.
you want to get a tit job or something, but it's very expensive. And I remember my granddad used to be on Bupa, and they really did cover for him, but the premiums after he got sick were like
Proper
they
premiums.
fuck you up, man. So health insurance is very important.
Yeah.
But now you're okay, right?
Yeah, so I got my private health insurance in 2025. I had a breakup. I was like, now it's time to just work on my body. So first thing first, I was like, let me go to an ENT. Went to an ENT. They told me your septum is still deviated. You can fix that. So I went into surgery. It was interesting. My first time being in surgery as an adult. Have you ever been in surgery? Yeah,
Yes.
you did. Yeah,
For
for
mine.
your pec.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember. And you told me now that I remember. So it was a crazy, interesting experience, especially being on those pain meds, because opioids are crazy.
Bro,
Just
you start
floating.
you start tripping. Eh?
I was tripping as fuck.
Yeah.
My mom came to me. I'm talking to her like my G. She tells me later, and I sober up. Yo, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. That wasn't me.
You go. So where did you have the surgery then, bro?
I had it in Coptic.
Okay.
So after I was told you can't work out, you can't do any heavy lifting of any sort. Even I was told you can't do any walking or anything for like 3 weeks. Then no heavy lifting for 4 months. So I wasn't able to go to the gym for 4 months. So I lost my body weight, got a bit thick, ate a lot of like stress food. I was just stress eating.
How old are you, bro?
Now I've turned 30.
You're 30.
Yeah.
Mashallah, you look very young.
Should
Some of us have been fucked by this life, bro. See all this white hair. Like you get genetics wise, my granddad didn't have white hair till he was like 45. My
Yeah.
dad as well.
Uh-huh.
Look at this. 34 and already starting to maybe it's the pollution anyway.
Yeah,
We never know.
it's the current lifestyle we live in.
But my point is you're 30. I mean, you're at that age where you can fuck up a couple of times and you'll be okay. You literally mess up, you can get back on your feet, you can restart. Even a career change at this age, people do it, man. People can pivot. So don't consider it a
End all, be
roadblock.
all,
Just
yeah.
it's a detour.
Yeah,
You're just taking the longer way around to where you need to be, and every step
Exactly.
you take was brought you here thus far.
yeah.
Though I'm not sure if we can talk about this,
Yeah, Joe.
but
It's a
the
safe
part
space.
the party life. You're a party guy as well.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Because I dabbled in it as well, bro. And
Yeah.
it really fucked me up, man. And I can be maybe a bit open about it. Like, party drugs, getting into that stuff, going into clubs.
Yeah.
And I told you the side effects. I was getting panic attacks and stuff like that.
Crazy.
I had to come off it, man, because I couldn't work out. It was in a position where I just needed something like a reprieve from my daily life. And I think that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, it's using these things as an escape.
Yeah, man.
And like I had a realization last year because now last year after the surgery, I was told 3 to 4 weeks once that you can do nothing, stay at home. So I stayed at home. I'm super depressed because like you're just sitting at home, you can't do anything. So immediately the first chance I got to leave the house, I went out because I can't go to the gym. I don't want to put, as a man, we've been raised in a way that you can't tell people your problems. You can only drown them in whatever condiment you can use to drown your pain. So like, I feel like I did that for the last 3-4 months of 2025. At the end of 2025, bro, I was just chilling in a certain spot in Nairobi and the sun is coming up and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Because all these party condiments that I'm doing wasn't making life better. It was just a crutch and an escape at that particular moment.
Right. I think men need support groups as well. We need places where we can be open with our emotions and feelings. And if for those people that say, oh, men should hide their feelings, fuck you guys. Like, suck my dick.
Exactly.
And I say that because one of the most masculine men I've seen online today is a guy called DJ Shipley. He's a tier 1 operator. He was a Navy SEAL. I mean, you look at this guy, he's built like a brick shithouse. These guys are killers, men who have been trained for sole purpose to execute the enemy force. But they all have PTSD. They all share their emotional stories. They've all watched their friends die and need support group. So if those men also can be open and frail and have a moment of let me open up and even cry about it to other men who can support you. But they then say they use that vigor and energy to then fuel it into something positive, whether it comes to training, mental, physical. So for us, it's being shunned at whenever you want to not expose, but whenever you want to say, like,
Open
fuck,
up.
man, I just need breathing room. Like, what's going on in this life? Like, every step that I take, it just gets more complicated. I'm tired. I just need help. I need someone to talk to. We don't have that.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is the only reprieve we get is through either external elements, which give us temporary satisfaction and an escape from our life. But I encourage it. I encourage guys to get together. And as men, as brotherhood, you form this union where we're stronger together, 100%. And the beautiful thing about it is, like, we can be in the most, and why I love certain communities of men is that we can be in a completely horrible situation. Like, think about it. Like, if we're all fucked, we're all broke, we're all out in the middle of nowhere, just stranded, and then it starts raining, and then one of us at least it's not raining. You find comedy. You find comedy to the tough times.
In every
and that's the way for us
struggle.
to bond is, yes, we will share our weaknesses, but we will also encourage each other, but we will also break the monotony by cracking a joke. And it's those war
never
stories
that
and those war
serious.
movies. Guys are being hammered, they're near death.
And one throws a funny
One
joke.
throws a funny joke, they all start laughing. It's something beautiful about that. And there's nothing wrong with forming those kind of communities for us. I think that's something that we need to pursue, man.
Very important. And I also was reading an article on, I think, the Daily Nation, where I was reading Kenyans use less than 2,000 in their physical and like gym health, as opposed to like uncountable amounts in like drugs and sherehe life. And when I came to see like this past 2 to 3 months where I've like put a total stop, like one of my New Year's resolution was like to completely change and stop that aspect of my life and try and focus from my 30 onwards, building my network and my body. And I was like, wow, this 2 months of just consistently going to the gym, as opposed to the 3 months where I couldn't go to the gym, but was just drowning my pain in other forms. It's two different worlds apart. And then you see the community of men that you have and friends that you have in this lifestyle, as opposed to this lifestyle. You're like, I think everyone should invest in going for a run club or going to the gym and forming a community.
You have to look at what you want in life. For me, the main motivator right now is money. So every step I take, does it add money into my wallet? Who I spend time with, are these guys the reason I get this tender? Are these guys the reason I add XXXX amount of dollars to my bank account? And if the answer to that is no, then fine, fuck you, I don't need you. And it's a very selfish way to look at things, but I've cut out people. Fuck them. Fuck family, fuck friends, fuck people who have no ability to make my life better.
Adding value to your life.
And it's a very foreign concept to my parents, especially given the community we are in. But who's paid for my school fees? Them or my dad? Right? Who's put food on my table? Right? Who's helping me in my career? You have to answer those things as well. You have to... I'm not saying you go and be a dick and tell everyone to fuck off, but what I'm trying to say is value your time. Because we have finite amount on this earth, man. Like with all the shit we have going on. I mean, if you look at Nairobi traffic, let's just take a normal day for me, okay? I work in Karen. I spend at least 1 to 2 hours, let's say even 3 hours sometimes in traffic a day, okay? And when I get to work, it's go, go, go. On top of that, you have the podcast. Right? So you have the corporate job, you have the podcast. You have personal relationships as well. You have side businesses, you have family time. I haven't even talked about time for myself to reset. Right? So I have such an overwhelming schedule. I don't have time for negativity. Bro, if you're not adding anything to my life, fuck off. I mean, and it comes to women as well and relationships. Bro, I used to date some mama. I've started the journey here. I'm on the way to Karen. She's talking. Right? She's talking. Bro, I've even put the phone down. I've gone to fuel the car. I've come back. She's still talking. Do you know what I mean? Just to bust a nut.
Too much pressure.
Bro, so, I mean, you have...
Sometimes you look back at what you did to bust a nut.
At one point, I'm like, I'm looking at the phone. No, she's still on. You get it, man. I've gone across Nairobi. She's not even taking a fucking break. So you're like, is that really what you want to spend your time in?
Man,
Right?
I feel like the older you grow, the more you see the finiteness of your time, and the more you start rationing your relationships. And you feel like it's only people who add value to your life. For me personally, I would say it's now people who add value to me emotionally and financially.
Yeah.
Like someone, for example, now I would love to share time with you because I know emotionally you're someone who's very stable and you're someone who's achieved a lot that I would love to achieve. That's why nimekutafuta sana nimesema I want to bring Sajid as like, because this is my third episode of my podcast.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate the vigor in which you do things as well. Look, the thing is, curate your life. You have to analyze it like anything, like a business. If you're seeing things that are bleeding you dry, do you just put a tape over them or do you cut the arm off? That's a decision you have to make, okay? And you have to look at it long terms. I can't answer that for you. I can spend enough time with you. You can spend enough time discussing about it, but eventually the tough decision has to come from you.
Exactly, as a man.
And that's it. Just curate your life, man. Look at what's cutting you down. Look at what's taking a huge amount of time from your mental focus, because we have limited amount of energy, mental capacity, energy to focus on things, man. And if you have such a like your job, I'm assuming you're on your feet, you're performing surgery, bro. On top of that, let's say you have all that shit going on at work, you're dealing with all the politics, someone's come in, you're bringing them back to life, you're doing with mentally it's quite strenuous, right?
Yeah, it is.
And then you've got a podcast on the side, your cohorts fucking come late, your editor doesn't, I'm taking shots at you, but like you ask him where's the podcast, it's like, oh bro, I forgot, I did this or that. Your mama is on for an hour just talking shit about nothing. Your friends want to go and get fucked up. Okay, so you've seen what I've mentioned that you can cut out.
Yeah, you analyze it and you just know this one is good for me and this one's detrimental.
Right, so inch by inch, they say life's a cinch. Yard by yard, life gets hard. And what that means is you don't need to make drastic changes immediately. You just make small changes. And the best thing you can do and the easiest thing you can do and the thing that will cost you the least is just cut people off that had no value to your life. Delete that number. Tell them in a meeting, may I call you later? That's my best escape. Some of these guys have tried to call me and it's just in a meeting, may I call you later? Just like,
it's a lineup.
Yeah, even they get the point eventually. And when they meet, I tell them, fuck you, you're taking too much energy from me. I don't have time for your shit.
I hear you.
Some people don't take that well, but it's a reflection of them and what they see in the mirror. That someone genuinely wants to cut you out of their life because and they don't even want to talk to you. Bro, you have to curate your life, man. And this year it's been all about trimming the hedges. Just getting rid of people because you're faced with your mortality. As you grow older, you realize you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And the ambitions and goals that I have and I want to achieve. So I'm now looking at being part of bigger communities of men who've achieved that success. And in order to join them, I have to make sure my bullshit
is out of
the place. Yeah. So there's certain things you can do and you can stay away from it. And I think the best thing someone told me was, and this is such a common expression, but early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. And that's so true. When you get up at 5 a.m, that's your time. You go and work out. You go and do whatever you need to do to build yourself. Then you've got your work routine. All right? Then you've got time for your family. I guarantee you by the time it's 6 o'clock, you're so tired, you don't do anything.
You don't want to pressure.
And that's when you go and you knock out. And the next day you wake up and you're so focused and you use that time at 5 a.m. to build yourself up. And that's the best way to get out of this routine of clubbing and spending time with folks who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm not saying that I haven't done that. Of course I have.
It's all a process we go through.
It's all a process we go through. And maybe I can flip the question to you. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve deep down? There's one thing I tell you. What is it?
I want to be the best medical content creator in Africa.
Okay. And that's a very realistic goal to have.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and I appreciate the fact that you didn't tell me I want to be like Justin Bieber and sing in fucking Somalia or do something, you know. You have the realization that, okay, I'm in the medical field and I have the ability to create content. Now, how do I 10x, 100x, 1000x that? That's a very realistic goal. So it starts with steps. It starts with you putting out content over there. And the best thing you've done is also you're leveraging other people's communities and bring them onto yours with the podcast.
Yeah.
Right? So keep doing that. Eventually, the answer will present itself to you.
Yeah.
You just have to, bro, just again, curate your life, man.
I'll work on that because that's a very important point. And I wanted to talk to you about fitness because I've
Yeah.
seen you're a very, very big fitness enthusiast. And I've seen your journey through fitness and how hard you've worked for it. But I've also seen this new trend in Nairobi where there's these fitness influencers and bodybuilders talking about different things they use
Yeah.
for their body. I was actually seeing a bodybuilder who you've invited to your podcast once or twice talking
Gashao.
about, Gashao. He was talking about how there was a lady who was not getting any betterment from her diabetes medication. So he told her to stop the insulin and the diabetes medication, and he put her on some supplements,
Yeah.
retatrutide. And you see, retatrutide is an experimental peptide that is not even been certified for use by the World Health Organization. It's like a SGLP1 agonist with a GLP agonist. So technically what it does, there's the glucagon-like peptide. It stimulates that. It stimulates glucose-dependent insulinogenic peptide. So what it does, it reduces hunger, and it increases glucagon production in the body.
And your metabolism as well, right? To
Yeah,
some
and
aspect,
metabolism, some aspect. So it's like the third generation of something like Ozempic, which was the first
Right,
generation.
right.
Then now there's Mounjaro, which is the second
Yeah.
generation.
I mean, look, for Gashao, what I'll say is, if you're going to buy anything, make sure you buy it through Gashao. Because he is the true north when it comes to bodybuilders over here. He doesn't sell you...
He doesn't lie to you.
He doesn't sell you stepped on shit. Now, what he does personally, that's between him and him. He's God.
My question is,
Yeah.
like, what do you think of this modern day Kenyan culture of the
and
expression of TRT?
Yeah, and I'm getting to that.
test and Ozempic?
It depends. And you see, if you look at Gashao as an example, Gashao is blasting everything, bro. Right? I mean, he's in his 20s, but he looks like in his 30s.
He's in his 20s.
He's 27, 28, man.
And that nigga looks old as fuck.
It's because of the stuff he's blasting. But you see, Gashao has an end state. It's bodybuilding, it's competition, and he's willing to sort of put his body on the line. So that's the sword. That's the cross he lives with, right? That's the burden for him to bear, and it's 100% his life and his decision. But he tells you the truth about it as well. He gives you the pros and cons. I think because of folks like him, a lot more people are educated on TRT, on steroids, and so on and so forth. And you have a baseline of education, at least, so people know that if I go above this point, this is what happens to me physically, and this is what happens to me. What do you call it?
It does
internally?
affect you mentally, metabolically,
exactly,
physically.
The whole plea of stuff. So steroids, as a general rule of thumb, if I were to say that I want to compete on stage in the next 3 to 4 years, I would have to get on it. I mean, all of us in this room, we're not genetically gifted in that sense. We would have to get on it. I think peptides...
Yeah, I feel like that's the better alternative.
That's the better alternative.
Something coming up, which I
Right.
don't think the Kenyan culture have involved in themselves in.
Yeah.
But it's something I'm studying, something I want to hopefully bring to the Kenyan market, but with a sense of education and know-how. Because I've seen some other fitness influencers sell it in Nairobi, but see, there's a process to these things. You can't just jump on peptide or jump on gear without following a certain protocol, because it can be dangerous.
True. I mean, you have to get at least some basics in order. Like what I'll say about retatrutide, I mean, that shit has existed since the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. There's been a shit ton of research. These GLP-1 stuff, Ozempic, bodybuilders have been
But
doing...
retatrutide is more recent because it's triple agonist.
There was someone I was speaking to who was saying that they've been there.
They've been there, but they haven't been certified for mass production.
For mass production. That's recent. But since the 90s, some form of these have existed since the early 2000s. So there's a lot of research that's gone into them. And the way it works is usually the waterfall of it is at the top is the bodybuilders use it. Bodybuilders always experimenting. Then it goes into Hollywood. And after it goes into Hollywood, it goes into mainstream. So the way Ozempic went. Ozempic was initially used by bodybuilders, right?
Lose the fat, yeah.
And then now you see celebs doing it, and now it's now mainstream. Mounjaro now as well. Reta, if I'm not mistaken, has been there for quite a while. It's just mainstream right now, and there's a shit ton of research that's been done. Clinical trials for mainstream is what's recent, but the compound itself apparently has existed for quite a while.
Interesting.
And I think if you're someone that struggled with fat loss for a lot of your adulthood or even throughout your life, because the food noise is quite loud.
Yeah.
You've had a stressful day, you go home,
Stress eating.
and I do that too, bro. I mean, that's pretty much for me. Stress eating has been the main reason I've gained weight post surgery. So if I were to say now, I don't have the same amount of energy I do in my 20s. I have a lot more responsibilities than I did in my 20s, and I still want to maintain shape. Oh, sorry, I want to get into great shape. If Reta is something that can help me do that, I would 100% consider it.
It can. I believe, like, with the recent study and the recent research, especially for truncal weight loss, it's very good. But I feel like the risky thing about all of these peptides is the purity of the source it's coming from.
All of this shit comes from China, you know that, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, so whether someone tells you fucking Netherlands or
it's a lie.
UK, it's all fucking made in China, bro. I know Gashao gets his stuff and from, maybe I won't say from where, but I know people who've used it, professional bodybuilders who do blood panels every 3 months, who've tested his shit in labs in Dubai, and it checks out, man. So if you're going to do something, he's the main source I'd go to. I wouldn't buy from anyone else. And I'll give it to you as is. The other guy I would recommend getting in touch with is a guy called Lee Aesthetics. Leon Wecher is same Lee Aesthetics. He's a guy that knows a shit ton. In fact, I feel he's the most educated person I know when it comes to the bodybuilding aspect. But I mean, you're asking me about my personal journey right now. So post-recovery of surgery, the main thing has been about movement. Movement and weightlifting and Muay Thai. Just to get my my bearings about me. And recently we were doing a session in Muay Thai with my coach who's just come back from Ethiopia. Shout out Coach Mer. And I mean, normally like you do 2 rounds of Muay Thai and you're fucking winded, bro.
Yeah, I saw even the blood on your pants in your IG
bro.
story.
So, you know, and it's brutal and you're being chapwad and you're bleeding and it's like fight or flight. Mode, you're trying to go into autopilot just to remember your training, and you get very winded and you can't remember that. But after doing it with him for some time and the way he's coaching and everything worked, by the 3rd and 4th and 5th round, you're still there, which helps. Now the next phase for me is the nutrition side. I've put on a lot of weight and I've been working on it slowly, and it's something that, in fact, this mama commented on Eric's videos, like Sajid and Eric have been talking about losing weight, but like you don't talk about losing weight if you haven't lost weight. So what I want to say is it's working on the background, it's happening. The things that have gone.
And nothing happens overnight.
I mean, so I started at 273 pounds, bro. 273 pounds is, I don't even know how many fucking 100 something kilos. And I am at 249 right now.
That's a move in the right direction.
It's close to about 20 pounds, and it's been a few months. There's the difference is now a lot of my muscle mass has come back, and because I had a decent amount of muscle, the strength is coming back. So the weighing scale has sort of started now because my strength is going up, but I'm becoming
mass is
leaner.
Increasing and the fat deposits are reducing. So inapatana katikati.
I might decide to go on Reta, to be honest, or Manjaro.
Yeah, but you need to watch your cycles. Number one, because the thing about this thing is if you use it continuously, it might affect your bone density.
So I'm assuming, like, when you say cycles, you mean you use it for like 3-4 months and then
you stop.
You stop.
So in that cycle, you make sure primarily that's the time you lose the most amount of weight.
Yeah.
Then you cycle off it. So you do maybe 1 cycle a year, and then you do it for 3-4 times. Then you just stop it.
So the cycles, how would it work? So let's say I go on Reta. I know they sell it in like 10 milligram vials.
So there's the pen. There's that pen, or there's the vial that you might take. So you start on a starting dose of, let's say, 2 milligrams per week.
Yeah.
So the first week, 2 milligrams, then you can increase to 2.5. Because, for example, for Mounjaro, because Mounjaro now is in the market and it's been studied, it's been released by WHO for usage. I was actually doing some research for a company I had applied a job for.
Yeah.
So You do an injection of 2.5 milligrams for the first week, or 2 milligrams, then you go 0.5 for the next week. So until you reach the upper dose of 12 milligrams per week.
But
Then you maintain it.
I mean, if you're losing weight, you need to up your milligrams.
Yeah, if it's for weight loss, so there are two ways it's primarily used as an anti-diabetic
Yeah.
or a weight loss drug for
Sure.
people who want to lose weight.
So
So you increase your dose up to a certain level where you feel like, because the research with Mounjaro, there's this research that was done called SURPASS and SURMOUNT tests. So it showed that compared to Ozempic, Mounjaro, you lose like 10% of your body fat in like 16 weeks, as opposed to 10 to 15% of your body fat, as opposed to Ozempic, which you lose it in 28 weeks. So that is a huge difference.
I think Ozempic was just an appetite curber, right?
Yeah.
And then
SGLT1.
Mounjaro is the second level,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Reta is now the third level.
It has until glucagon-like receptors.
Okay, so if I start with 2 milligrams and I'm losing weight quite a lot, is there any point of me going to 2.5?
There is no need for it, but it just makes it a bit faster. So you just find the level where you feel like it's working the best, then you stop there. If you feel like it's 2 milligrams is working good for you, you can analyze it for like 2-3 weeks. That's why, like, I'm telling people, when you're doing these things, yes, you can do it with a bodybuilder, but you saw what happened in China. China now, they bought a specification on social media for you to talk about a certain topic. You have to be an expert with professional qualifications on the certain topic.
Not like Kenyan podcasts.
Yeah.
You just go. Okay, so let's say I get on it. I have to make sure I'm working out as well,
You have to.
because you lose muscle if you don't, right?
yeah.
So you're weight training consistently.
Your
Your diet should be on point as well. And then you take
You have to follow your HbA1c. You have to watch your sugars. You have to know the signs of hypoglycemia, because you can get hypoglycemic.
So you check blood work and everything.
Your blood work, you have to do it. That's why, like, yes, you can do it with your bodybuilder. But the good thing about nowadays, modern bodybuilders, they're like scientists on their own.
Yeah, true.
Them niggas are doing blood tests and all that on their own.
Would you ever get on gear like TRT?
Eventually, that's something I would love to try. But now the problem is most people don't discuss what TRT and test does to your balls, what it does to your spermatogenesis.
Yeah, having kids then
Your
becomes
sperm count is just, it nosedives. You get me? So, like, I'm advising most men, if you do eventually want to try gear, have a kid or two first.
true, and then get on it.
Get that out of your way. And even when you're getting off, even if you don't have kids and you want to do it, you have to add sperm count and your spermatogenesis in your thought process when you're doing your tests. So before you start it, you have to do your free testosterone. You have to do your sperm count. Those are one of the most important things you need to do.
Dude, you know these old YouTube fitness guys? You know Christian Guzman?
Yeah.
Christian Guzman. I'm sure there's a whole Alpha Elite group of guys. There's Christian Guzman. Who else was there?
Rich Piano.
Rich Piano was one of them. But CG was the guy that created Alpha Elite, and he was very, very popular. And he claimed natural. He claimed he was never on anything. Dude, the guy started losing hair. Now he has kid issues. And then he came out and said, yes, I was actually doing TRT. So there's a generation of 2016, 2015 vloggers, fitness vloggers, that all claim natty. Bro, all of these guys were on fucking gear. And you're looking at them now, all of them have hair loss issues. All of them have fertility issues. 10 years later, this shit is starting to gonga them.
Because the problem is they start these things when they're young. TRT is not something I would advise you do when you're young. In young age, you try and experiment with these peptides. You do IGFR1, LR. You try maybe MK677. You try nitratide.
What's MK677?
So MK677 is something hopefully I would like to try after Ramadan. That's why, like, Ramadan, I want to lose weight. So MK677, it's like it helps produce growth factor. So it helps your muscles grow, and it also increases ghrelin hormone, which is now the appetite hormone. So you have a huge appetite.
So you can't take it with Reta.
It's not advisable to take it with Reta. So Reta first primarily is when you want to lose that truncle weight. Once you lose that truncal weight, now you want to build muscle, is when you can do MK677 and IGFR. But if you do want to take it to the rata, it's now when you do your calories. You need to measure your calories out. You need to plan out your calorie deficit. You need to plan out how much weight you want to lose. Then you make a calorie deficit around that and your BMI. Then when you're making your calorie and your nutritional plan, you can do it.
Okay.
But you can't do it during Ramadan.
But
It's not
MK677, you get like the pharmacies over here that sell licensed guys.
no,
You have to go through Gashao.
Yeah. You have to go through those guys. But like that's something I wanna hopefully work on and build a system. That's why like I wanna be a good wellness and fitness creator in that.
I think there's a space for that.
There is a space for that. So that's what I want to work on. Hopefully this year go to China, find a good source that has proper testing, then guide people through it in a way that is conscious and tell them, yo, I've researched this one, it will affect your testicles this way, your liver this way, your kidney this way. I've done this one. Then make a proper like gear plan or like a peptide stack.
I think that's a business that you can do, especially given that you're a medical professional. Like if I knew there was a clinic run by a medical professional who could guide me on gear, who could guide me on peptides, and I go and book in a consultation and I have everything readily available by them, bro, you'd corner the market. Because even Gashao, I think he had there was some sort of letter that came in from a medical board saying what you're talking about, you should stop. You remember that?
I didn't see that.
What's the health guys called?
KMPDC.
I think those guys, they sent him a letter or something about
this is because it's dangerous, to be honest, what he's talking about, because he said he told someone to stop his the insulin and diabetes drug. That's deadly, because for someone to be on insulin, they have high insulin resistance. So for them to be told to stop insulin and start retatrutide, usually antidiabetics use them together, reta and insulin, like Mounjaro and insulin. You get me? Because it's a support drug.
Yeah.
Because you still need insulin. This just helps reduce glucagon and reduce your appetite. Okay. For you to tell the audience that nilimwambia leta, because the video, that's the last video I watched of his, because niliboeka at the video he said nilimwambia leta your insulin, mi ndo nitatumia kugain weight. I'm like, my guy, number one, you shouldn't be telling normal people to use insulin. That's dangerous. Number two, you shouldn't be telling diabetic people not to use insulin. That's dangerous. So I would understand why KMPDC would come for him. Because yes, he is very educated. Yes, he might have good stuff. But for you to be talking about that, you have to be educating yourself for upwards of 7 to 10 years. Because that's how long it takes for you to become an endocrinologist.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to get him on this podcast with you.
Yeah, because I would love to have his POV, because it's just coming from a point of an intellectual who knows about these things, who's seen the effects that they have in society.
Right.
And it's not like I'm judging him. I respect his hustle. I respect his body goals and everything he's done, but there's a way you have to approach it.
So if you look at the old school bodybuilders like Arnold and who else was there? Ronnie Coleman was more 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm looking at the 60s, 70s.
So Mike Mensa.
Yes. If you look at the golden age of bodybuilding, those guys, they're all blasting steroids, right?
Big time.
But they all live long and healthy lives. Do you know what I mean?
It depends. Like some of them did, but most of them died due to cardiomegaly and like having heart attacks, heart issues and liver and kidney issues. You've seen how Ronnie's life is.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
You've seen how and you see the problem with blasting gear continuously is once you reach your 50s and your 60s, you look like you're 80. As you've seen Arnold. How he looks, as opposed to these other normal A-list Hollywood actors who like are in their 60s, 50s, but they look good. Someone like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Brad Pitt has had a lot of facial reconstruction done.
Yeah, but same for Arnold. Same for Arnold. They're practically the same. I think he's a bit younger, maybe 4 or 5 years younger.
I think Arnold is maybe older, bro.
Yeah, Arnold is older than Tom, but Tom Cruise is a bit younger. He's not that young.
Yeah, but he hasn't done that.
But if you see both of them stand together,
true.
Even if you see their bodies, you see how chiseled Tom looks in MI. And he's 60.
Is plastic surgery becoming a very big thing in Kenya?
Yeah, it's blowing up.
There's a lot of money in it?
There is a lot of money, but it's very dangerous. That's one thing people don't know. You saw that mama died. The thing is, if it is not done by a good professional plastic surgeon.
But yeah, so the mama that kuffered from a BBL or something.
Yeah, BBL, because there's something called fat embolism. Imagine unadidijua haga mse. Ni mbaya. This is a sticky one.
So there was a mama that passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so are there a lot of shady clinics that are doing it?
Apparently so, but see, that's the thing with the Kenyan hustle culture. Everyone wants the best deal for the best price, not the best deal will come at a good price and an expensive price. So I've heard there are a lot of clinics that are doing a lot of shady stuff. Even with braces, people are doing. There's a guy who called me the other day. He's like, my cousin did braces in just a shoddy bracy clinic, and his jaw has started to dislocate literally. Because they put it wrong and it's just moving the jaw in a different direction. So there's a lot of shoddy healthcare practices in our country, and there's so many that KMPDC can't keep up with all of them. And everybody gotta eat.
Yeah.
And the problem is people gotta eat at the expense of others. When you're gonna say, fuck the kids. So our people in healthcare is like, fuck these people. As long as I'm getting my payday.
Okay, so who would you say are the top, I'd say, plastic surgeons in Kenya? Are they popular guys?
Yeah, there are a couple of popular guys. At the back of my head, I can't tell, but there are a lot of very amazing plastic surgeons.
I've seen a rise in fake lips, bro.
Lip fillers.
Have you ever kissed a mama with lip fillers?
No.
It's like, those Hubba Bubba gums. you like just working them here. It feels so shit.
That's bad.
I don't know why women do that. It's just horrible, man.
That's the struggle with our women. Their standards of beauty on social media has just been elevated to another level, that their self-esteem sometimes hits the ground, and then they would do anything just for that validation.
I mean, on that flip side, even men as well. That's why men will blast gear. That's why men will do crazy shit, bro, just to get that attention, It's just part of the life cycle.
Part of the struggle of being in the 21st century. Now, I wanted to mention about healthcare and AI, since you are a very big guy in tech, and you've seen how AI is moving, especially now. You've seen how Claude have done the Opus 4.6, and OpenAI has done they have a new model as well that
they
came out.
Keep releasing new models, they just get so much better and better.
Have you seen ClaudeBot?
ClaudeBot, is it the generation thing?
Yeah, the new AI agent. I tried using it, but it's so goddamn expensive. I bought a couple of credits to use it. So this AI runs even when you go to sleep, when your computer is off, does everything for you.
I mean, that just shows you where the future is going. From where I sit right now, most of the infrastructure investment with AI is based around first world countries. And most of the services stem from there. For them to be fully integrated into every nook and cranny within the world, that will take a lot of chips, that will take a lot of investment, take a lot of data centers. And I don't think we're there yet. I think there is a bubble for AI, and that's a whole other separate discussion. But just to summarize it, all the big players are buying from each other. NVIDIA. Yeah, correct.
Microsoft,
it's a big circle jerk.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they have investors who they need to declare dividends to, and they want to make it as profitable as possible. So they want to secure sales and orders over the next 4 to 5 year cycle. So they keep this running. And so there's artificial demand created from the data center operators to the chip manufacturers to the AI AI creators. Now, not to say that AI still won't be here, but I think the people that are investing in AI companies, there's a huge artificial gap which will then correct. So a lot of people will lose money, but AI is here to stay for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at it at a very microscopic level, in the sense that in your daily lives, what do you use AI for? For example, for me, I use it now to respond to emails, to help with presentations, and to come up with business plans, because I've trained my AI specifically to think like me and then better.
Which AI you primarily use
I
now?
pay for the ChatGPT premium one.
Okay.
So for me, that works with me because it references all my chats. It has everything that I need. I fed it thousands of emails, so it knows how to respond. And the only problem I see with it is sometimes when you feed it a lot of information in one chat, it gets very sluggish. So then you have to create a new chat, because otherwise whenever you're typing, its latency is like 10 milliseconds, bro. It just takes too long. And so you start a new chat, it forgets.
The
And
previous
it
chat.
starts it as a normal language model. So you have to tell it reference all
The
previous
chats.
50 chats and start thinking like this. So you have to keep prompting it. It doesn't take into account everything. But I've started using it a lot in my personal life as well. I use it more than I use Google when I want to find out about places or restaurants or how to make certain things, or if you want to ask it what Reddit True Tide is, or how to set up a podcast. Folks would rather use ChatGPT or an AI mechanism than they would use Google.
Yeah.
So that shift is already happening, right?
Yeah.
And I saw that shift now taking place when my dad started using it.
Okay.
And using it in the sense that he's watching a YouTube video for 15 minutes where someone is talking about gold trading and investments. He's like, this guy is really smart. I'm like, that's a fucking AI bot. And I couldn't tell at first, right? But it's when you look at it, you notice some subtleties.
Yeah.
And this is right now. So it's penetrated the system to the sense that our generation and now the previous generation are engulfed with it.
Yeah.
You go on and you see social media, there are videos that you can't tell apart. You have to do a double take. Where is this AI?
Yeah, I've been seeing how people are making USG content
Correct.
on TikTok. There's this thing called free pick. It's where you just make a couple of extensions of a different AI use cases, and you just make up a whole AI character.
I mean, within your field as well, I think there'll be a lot of benefit that comes from it. It will make your job a whole lot easier. I don't think it'll replace doctors. No, I think it'll just amplify whatever you guys do.
Makes life a bit easier.
Correct. You might have an automated system where someone comes in and he puts his finger and it scans and checks temperatures like a thermostat, and it's linked to an LLM, and that LLM has hundreds and if not millions of cases, and then gives you an accurate report based on those parameters, and then you are to communicate that to the patient. I think long term, when we're thinking 50, 100 years from now, you can have maybe you just walk into a booth, it scans you, tells you this is what's wrong with you, it pricks you, it tells you this is your demo, it gives you everything instantaneously. But between now and then, that transition is just for us to make
use of it. It's a tool we'll use. And there's also this AI apps coming up. I've been trying to develop an AI app. There's this AI app about mental health. So primarily what I've done is I've put DSM-5, which is the main booklet that you use for psychiatry to guide diagnosing different psychological ailments and managing them. And then I put in the Quran, and I put in also the Bible. So if you're a Christian, you can use it for meditation, guiding through Christianity and psychology. If you're a Muslim, it's Islam and psychology. And like I see that's another beautiful part of AI, where you can build different apps for a different need in society. So I'm building one for expecting mothers, and I'm building one for because the reason I started building that app is I was having struggle sleeping, especially with the new year when I stopped all that. And you see your body needs to reacclimatize with the new thing. So I was struggling with sleeping. So I made an app where I built it on Google AI Studio, where it has the Quran and DSM-5. So you just write, I'll show it to you. You just write your mood, how many minutes of audio you want to do, the type of a speaker, the type of language. I put 6-7 languages in, and I put it for 30 minutes. So they just talk about sleep and deen and all that, and you just fall asleep.
That's amazing. I mean, and I think that's where the money is. If you can make a tool that can solve an issue, a particular problem, and then you can monetize it through a monthly subscription. So especially within the medical field, I think psychology is something that's not... it's there, but it's not as prevalent as more other medical practices. So if you can have an app that can talk to you and listen to you and gives you reaffirmations, and it's all AI, I think you benefit from it quite a lot. But the thing is, there's also I'm not sure if you're a conspiracy guy.
I am. Are you? Yeah, you can talk about some conspiracies.
So, they're saying AI AI, single I, Dajjal,
The Jal, yeah.
is what will now change the fabric of our society, because it will start creating these videos that you can't tell apart from reality,
Exactly.
right? This false propaganda. There's also something within I think it's called Project Blue Book. It's about the aliens revealing themselves, and there'll be a place in time where they'll reveal to you something. And so a lot of the videos that you see may be AI fabricated in terms of spaceships and alien sightings and so on and so forth. And if you think about it, the government, the intelligence agencies, their technology is 40, 50 years ahead. So imagine the AI models they have.
Crazy.
Right.
Maybe they might have AGI already.
And exactly. And then what they were saying was Facebook was given to Mark Zuckerberg by the CIA and these
Control
secret
the masses.
societies to spy on masses. This technology existed before them. And it's all leading up to a grand reveal that aliens exist. But Islamically, what some people are saying is that aliens may actually be the devil or jinns
Yeah.
or something of the sort that exist in another realm. And there's a slow indoctrination of it into society, where they're talking about it at hush-hush levels. But recently, Donald Trump and President Obama said that, yes, aliens exist.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
The
I've
fucking
seen
president,
even
the former president
yeah,
and the current president of the United States.
even the Department of Homeland Security mentioned in a dossier that they do believe now aliens do exist.
Yeah, so Obama said he knows they exist, but he's never seen them, and he asked them about it. And then some reporter referenced that conversation and asked Donald Trump, "Did you see that?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know who told him. He's not supposed to know these things, but yeah, they exist." And it's all leading up to the disclosure event. And the disclosure event is meant to be that we are in a fight with the aliens. It's some crazy thing, man. The way it works, I wonder what Ruto has to do with it.
Now, when it comes to that, now you've seen the recent America First healthcare program.
Oh, I've heard about it. Tell me more.
So it's like America is going to be steamrolling or bringing through some resources to African countries, where they give them certain amount of money and certain amount of allocation for them to give them medical data and medical information on certain things, and they want to do research as well. So do you think that there's a conspiracy theory there among Americans and what they want to do in Africa? Because Kenya was the
I think
was the first
since
part
even
of
Bill
the
Gates
project.
wanted to fucking inject our goats or some shit like that.
Yeah, and people are saying the mosquitoes. That's another conspiracy theory. Did you see that conspiracy theory about him releasing mosquitoes?
Where there's smoke, there's fire. The world is a very strange place. You've heard the expression, "the truth is stranger than fiction," right? I 100% believe that these are possibilities.
Yeah.
We are now a testing ground. And I think a lot of this stuff is happening in DRC and Congo as well.
Exactly.
Aside from the mining of resources, the amount of private military groups and corporations that have establishments over there just doesn't make sense. And there's just a lot of stuff going on from a testing purposes, because it has one of the largest forest covers. So from a testing ground.
It's very good for testing.
And no questions asked, you come in and come out. And especially in Kenya, if number one at the top says, "All right, I'm going to allow these guys to do whatever they want over here," he must be getting something from it.
Yeah, he has a big
So they
cut.
establish these Resident Evil type fucking facilities over here. And then imagine a game. Resident Evil in Kibra. Bro.
Mbaya.
Mbaya. They come in and see new COVID vaccine jabs. And then everyone in Kibra turns into zombies, and then you play a game where you have to now go and find the conspiracy theory. And then unaingia State House at the end. And then Ruto's the main culprit over there. That's a dope Resident Evil game. Sindio?
Reski, I think we will have to have an episode 2.
Yes.
Where we talk about these conspiracy theories,
For
because
sure.
there are a lot of them. But yeah, man, this was a very interesting conversation.
But you'd buy that Resident Evil.
I would pay.
Ruto
very fast.
Chronicles.
Ruto Chronicles, Kibra edition.
Kibra edition.
Well, bro, thank you very much for coming
appreciate it,
through.
guys.
You're my third guest right now, and hopefully we can do a couple other episodes.
No, I need to get you on Coffee Pump as well. So for the
Yeah.
guys that haven't seen, I think we'll collab on this one, right?
Yeah, I'll send you the
Yeah, we'll
collaborators
collab.
tag.
We'll get it done. I appreciate you inviting me, bro. This has been fun, man.
Thank you, man. God bless you, man.
Thanks. Cheers, bro.
Cheers.